Hi, I'm a squirrel and I have too many hobbies. And this is my knitting podcast for my year of finishing, where I'm going over every single current WIP I have and figuring out what to do with them. And we are joined by my lovely co host, Jackson. So if you want to see more of what I'm knitting and kind of my plans for this year as we go through it, stay tuned. Okay, first things first, this is a store bought sweater. I forget where I got it from. And this is Golden Monkey by Victory. So, plancha. So, in my episode 0 of this series, I did talk about kind of the high points of kind of what I'm working on. And I did some thinking since then, and I think I have 3 projects that I'm done with. I'm not finishing them. I'm removing them from my life. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, except for one, and you'll see why. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the easy one, which I'm kind of sad about. This was allegedly the... What was this? Hang, hold, please. Okay, so let's talk about the first one. This was supposed to be the Evanfall sweater by Andrea Mowry. But I decided I didn't want it to be a sweater, I wanted it to be a cardigan. But it's color work in the round, and I was like, well, I could do it in the round and steek it, but I've never steeked anything before in my life. So I was like, well, I can just knit it flat, which is fine. But then I was trying to because in this pattern, it doesn't have any back row neck shapings or anything. And a lot of the comments, people were saying that it sat funny. It didn't have a nice shape. So I was kind of trying to hack this neckline. I do love this pattern. And this yarn, the black, is Wonderland Yarns. And this was from their their Halloween collection, that magical moment when you steal your kids' candy from a couple years ago. And then I was using it with 2 Malintosh tweeds in, I want to say Mars Rover and Tangerine. Citrus and Grace Notes. I love these 3 yarns together. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm just not loving the project. It's not looking how I want it to look. It's not fitting how I want it to fit. So I think I'm going to frog this. And then honestly, I think I'm going to use this yarn for the Go-Go Dynamo shawl by Stephen West, which was the West Knits surprise knit along, mystery knit along this year. And it calls for 2 colors. But when I saw the whole thing, I was like, oh, I can do the black as the main color, and then I can alternate sections of the Grace Notes and the Citrus. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, it's just I got frustrated with this, and maybe later I'll revisit this whole cardigan with the slip stitch motif. But I couldn't wrap my brain around it, and it is what it is. Okay, so that brings me to the 2 that... Well, this one I'm tempted to throw out, which I know is wasteful, but hear me out. So these are pieces of the glass knot Afghan. I'll put on the screen kind of picture and who it's by. That's really dark, you can't see. But it is this color work motif. But somewhere along the line... So first of all, I started this back when I was living in Delaware, and when I was with my ex, who was not very supportive of this hobby. And I think my knitting has just gotten a lot better since then. Through practice, I've learned better ways catch floats. I don't really like the yarn. It's Knit Picks, the Andes and Knit Picks Chroma. And every time I look at it, it just reminds me of a time and a place that I do not want to be, and I think it's holding me down, and I'm getting rid of it. And I don't want to frog it because it's a lot of pieces, And there's not enough of it for me to sew it together into something. I might look at the squares and see if I could sew them into a pillow cover. But if there's not enough for me to sew in a pillow cover, I might just recycle it because this is a problem. Then the second thing that I am just being done with is this, which is the Persian Dreams Afghan. But the first one, it does this. It does this, point thing. I mean, okay, if I need to, I could make a cute bra, I guess. Again, I've learned so much. The floats are better on this one. I only made one hex. I have another hex on the needles. This is Knit Picks palette, so I do have a bunch of this colorwork yarn, and I think it's just going to go into a different colorwork project. And again, we're getting rid of it. And so I'm reclaiming these needles, which is this shows how old this is, too, because for almost all my knitting now, I use Chow red lace, and these are Knit Picks fixed circular needles in wood, which I do not like using needles that are this thin for wood anymore. I can't even tell you the size. I think these are like a 3 because I snap them. I've snapped quite a few. That's why I switched over not just to metal tips, but shorty tips. Like the tips that I use are like half this size. Actually, hang on. I might. Okay. So these are the tips I normally use. These are the Chow shorties. And just like, look at the difference. They're like half, not even half the size. The reason why I like the Chow shorties is because, first of all, they're steel. And second of all, I'm a tight knitter. So if I'm knitting, I have like fingers here and fingers here, right? So I've snapped needles like at that point where I'm just kind of like squishing. This, it fits in my hand, but these fingers are on the project. There's nothing for them to grab. There's nothing for them to squish. So I really can't break these. They are very sturdy. And honestly, I think actually the Go-Go Dynamo might use this size needle as well. I think this is like a 3 or 4. It's a 2.5, US 2.5 3mm needle. So I'm just going to keep that all together. And we are going to be free of these patterns. And I feel so much lighter already. So, year of finishing. We're off to a good start. Just because this one I am going to frog. This I'll do it later. Okay, we're off to a good start. I have 3 projects that are off this list. My list, I believe, has 21 or 22 projects on it. And after I film this, I am working on a spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet will be in the description, and it's going to have every project, the status of it, all the stuff. It's going to be there. So 3 projects down. Woo! So now that that's out of the way, let's go to happy things. This is a bag from Barley Pearls. It has a bat and flowers and buggies on it. And I love it so much. And it's huge, and it holds so much. I think this is their large bag. Beer break. Alright. This is their large bag, which holds a sweater, which is good because this is holding my Neve sweater, my Neve cardigan by Emily Green. So just for reference, this is the back. It is gorgeous. And it is in Treehouse Knits Yak Silk base, The Man Who Opened a Door. And it just gives me such series like Lord of the Rings, like Dwarven vibes with the parallel lines and this is great. I love this so much. So we are working on the fronts. That's the back of the fronts. We are working on the fronts. And we've gotten really, really far. So these are the pocket trim. And I have my pockets on here, but not tacked down yet. I'm going to do that after blocking. And this for my size needs to be 15 or so inches. It's a pretty long sweater, and I'm short. So until we can start the neck shaping for the v-neck and then the underarm shaping. So we are cruising along this one, and I'm just obsessed with this, the 2x2 rib and the pattern, and it looks like super duper small. It's 2x2 rib, but I'm hoping when I block it, that's the lining of the pocket. I'm hoping when I block it, it opens up and it's just like cozy but lightweight, which I live in Florida, so cozy but lightweight is the vibe. And you know what? I'm gonna take this teal one that I took off of that other project, and this is gonna be our progress marker. I'm just gonna put it on the one side, so then next week, or sorry, not next week. Next week's a knit and chat. The week after, so in 2 weeks, we can see how much work I've done on this, which is so exciting. So my goal for this month, and as far as this project, this year finishing project, my goal for this month is to touch 3 of my WIPs. So this is my first WIP, and I've been working on it a lot. Okay, so my second WIP that I've been working on a lot is this. Oh God, let me not. Oh dear, I just pulled it out. Crap. This crochet hook is not the one for this project, but it is right here, and I want to pull this through. And we're going to put a locking. Okay, should have done that earlier. I usually have a locking one on my loop, but whatever. This one has a story. So this is a corner rectangle shaped throw blanket that I'm making. So this started out life as and it's in Lily's Sugar and Cream in hot avocado, purple, gray, and black. Actual colors will be in the spreadsheet, probably down below as well. This started out life as the 100 Nights to Halloween crochet-a-thon with alt knots. And it was my first time doing corner to corner, and hers was like a pixelated chart. Now, I'm really comfortable with knitting. I've been knitting for a very long time. I really haven't stopped knitting, or it's more if I have stopped knitting, when I started knitting again, my skills came back really fast. Crochet I've never been good at. I've never crocheted a lot of stuff, and I keep forgetting how to crochet and reteaching myself. So this, if you really eagle eye, you might see the point. This is all in half double crochet. Pixel stitch and half double crochet, but the pattern is for double crochet. So I got maybe this far in, where you start the pattern, and it just wasn't looking right. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna do stripes. So I forgot what I had. We're gonna do stripes, and honestly, we've been going along with the stripes, and I have so much of it done. I'm at the point where I have the width that I want. I'm extending the length, and this side I'm extending the length. This side's my square side. Extending the length. This is the side where I'm extending the length, and this is my square side. And pretty soon I will be able to decrease, and we'll go super fast. And then I'm going to weave in all my ends. I was going to do a border. And I was going to do a border of So like a single crochet border and then another row where I do like spike stitch, so it looks kind of like drippy and oozy, which I love that idea. However, that works for pixel stitch and double crochet, and this is half double crochet. And I don't know, we'll see how I feel after I weave in all the ends, because it would make it look really nice. But I don't know. We might just call this done, and then it can live on the back of my couch. So, yay! Super excited. So the next thing, because I would really like to have a finished object like soon. And I have 2 projects that are so close to a finished object. It's sad. It's comical. So the first one is more recent, and this is the Contrast Blast socks. Because y'all, I have a sock. This is a finished sock. It is a finished sock. It is not blocked, but it fits me. The reason why it looks so weird is the leg is bigger than the foot, because my gauge was kind of wonky in the leg, so I kind of reduced the stitches like down a whole size, and then just did the foot, and it's fine. Like when it's on, it's fine. So I have a finished sock. But wait, I have like the cuff of my next sock. So we're gonna pray that everything matches in the socks. But like this is dumb to have this like lingering. So let me tell you what yarn this is. Okay, Contrast Blast socks. Thank God I actually left myself like some actual notes. And I don't think I like wrote down the actual yarn. I took a picture of the yarn bands. Okay, so this green is Stitching Witch yarn, which is one of the yarn shops by me, Stitching Witch. This is their in-house yarn. And it looks like it's a 75-25 merino nylon. And then the contrast color is Ba yarn, New York. And it's merino, I think. Merino sock yarn. But the colors are being blown out. They're obnoxious and bright in person. Like it's like slimy green. It's so nice. So finishing a sock would be lovely, because then it would be done and I'd have a pair of socks. Even though I don't really wear socks all that much, I do wear them around the house. So I could have a pair of socks. My second runner-up is excuse me, we have to move our co-host. Excuse me, Jackson. This is the Owl Post sweater. And it just is missing a sleeve. The stitches are even like here. They're even picked up. Well, yeah. Like the live stitches are back on here. And I think I have to like pick up these stitches for underneath the arm. And hopefully I can figure out how I did the decreases on this side. But this is so dumb to not have finished. Because it has a rolled neckline. It has a rolled hem. It has like rolled... Like, I just need to finish this. Preferably so I can like wear it in the 2 weeks of winter that we have here in Florida. Oh yeah, it does have has like these if y'all have been knitting for a while, do y'all remember the owl sweater? It had like owls. It was a circular yoke sweater. It had owls that were in cabling. It has that like on this sleeve, which you probably can't be able to see, but there's little owls on it. It's cabled. J.K. Rowling's a turf, but I like sweater I've been working on for a very long time. So I need to get it done sooner rather than later. Would be nice. That is really everything for the knitting updates. Because I don't really have I don't have any finished objects. The WIPS are the WIPS. So hopefully like I said, in 2 weeks we can come back, see how much I have done, and make some progress on all of the knitting things. I also don't have any acquisitions. So our co-host says hi. I can't talk about books that I'm reading because the other part of my year of finishing, because I'm going to be knitting a lot, is I'm working on the 52 books challenge, and I'm doing them all in audiobooks, so I can like read a lot while I knit a lot. So the first book I'm reading is for the prompt. No, this cat, I love him, but this cat loves knitting needles. He loves the cords of knitting needles. He has destroyed 3 separate Chalgu red lace cords, and they're my favorite cords, and he's destroyed them because he bites into them with his little kitty teeth, and it rips the coating, and then the stitches get stacked because kitty chomp marks. So we love him, but when I have knitting needles out, and these are plastic, he's going to bite right through those. So when we have needles out, we have to keep them away from our kitty loved ones. We love him so dearly, but sometimes we want to strangle our furry friends dearly. I would never, that for legal reasons, that was a joke. I would never hurt him. I would lay down my life for that cat. Let's be so for real. Like, I don't think there's anything in this world I love more than that cat right now, including pizza, I really love pizza and beer, but the cat, top tier. Even when he chews on my Chalgu red lace cables while I'm knitting, that's how he gets them, because I'm knitting. He chomps them. It's alright. Knitting needles are cheap, cats are forever. That's just how we go. So, as I've completely lost my train of thought because of my cat trying to eat my knitting needles. Okay. The audiobook that I'm listening to is Can't Smell Treason Without Tea by Rebecca Thorne. And it is a cozy Dungeons and Dragons fantasy-inspired romance. And this is for the prompt genre chosen for you by someone else, who's chosen by my dear lovely John, who secretly hates me because he knows I do not like romance. Everyone in my life knows I do not like romance. I do not fuck with romance. I'm either yelling at romance books because it's like, dear God, fucking talk to each other, or I'm so bored. I'm bored by the sex scenes. I'm bored by the longing. I'm just bored the entire time. So he picked sapphic romance. So I picked this cozy one because I do enjoy a good cozy book. And honestly, I'm begrudgingly having fun. Some of the comments on Goodreads are like, nothing happens. It's like, well, it's a slice of life book. It's about their lives in this magical world. I'm not sure what you're expecting. It's basically a Hallmark movie. I'm halfway through. There are dragons. There are griffins. So far, the 2 characters actually have, they don't communicate well, but they have a system for communicating. So hopefully there's not a 3rd act breakup. which I cannot stand because, like, what's the fucking point? We've set up an entire book telling you how much these two characters love each other, and then we have a third act breakup. It's another thing I don't like about romance novels. But we're having fun with this one, so halfway through, I'll probably be done it by next time, and then I can rant about how much I liked or didn't like it. So, we'll see. It's a fun time. And I've been mostly listening to it on my drive to and from work, but I also did spend like 5 hours listening to it while I was like doing errands and working on my Neve cardigan. So it's a good sign. It's a good sign when I'm like I pull up to somewhere and I'm just sitting because I'm still listening to the audiobook instead of going in to wherever I have to go. I'm just like, ooh, I can just like finish up this chapter. All right, so that is everything that I have today. I hope that next time I see you, we will have some updates on my projects. If anyone knows how I can get rid of the projects, well, get rid of the one project that the glass knot Afghan, that I just cannot have in my life anymore for, like, emotional reasons. I'm pretty sure that project's like sucking the energy out of my house. So if anyone knows what I can do with that, I don't want to burn it. Not because I'm opposed to burning, but because the chroma is an acrylic and I don't want to release those fumes into the world. And I also don't want to like wildlife to get into it. So an ethical way I can dispose of it. Because I just don't. We're done. It's literally the last thing I have from that relationship. And I just don't. I should have thrown it away a while ago, honestly. Maybe, honestly, as wasteful as it sounds, I might just throw it away. Because it'd be really cathartic. Like, delete the post off of Ravelry. But anyway. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And on my year of finishing. As I work through all my projects, there's going to be, like I said, a spreadsheet with all the details of all the projects and kind of like what I'm working on so you can see. And I hope you all have a really lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.